Hello, good evening and welcome everybody. Nice to be here. I've got a very quick card. Well, I think it'll be a very quick card today. I am in the process of packing up a lot of my craft supplies to go for a 4-day crop. So we leave tomorrow morning and I don't get back till late on Sunday. So I probably will be missing my live on Sunday. But I'll put a note up anyway, whichever way the case might be. So today I'm playing with some of the Sale-A-Bration papers. So let me get you down onto the table. I am going to just do a very quick card with the Heartful Hexagon. One of my customers has just ordered it, and it's a nice set, and it's just something to bring back into people's minds. You've probably seen a lot of it about because it's quite popular. Heartfelt Hexagon, and it's got a punch. We love anything with a punch bundle, don't we? So I should be going live. I should be in the right place. I shall hopefully have some people come and join me shortly. So I'm going to pop that out of the way, just out of sight for now. It's always easier when I have people just pop up and say hi, so that I know I'm in the right place and not in the global group or something like that. So today, these are the papers. This is the page in the catalogue. This is Sale-A-Bration brochure. So Sale-A-Bration is running. Hi, Marilyn. Lovely to see you. So Sale-A-Bration is running from January and February. So we have an extra day this time, because it's a leap year, so we get an extra day at the end of February. So these papers are proving to be one of the most popular from my customers' orders, certainly. So I'm going to pop that back under there with the others. I have already pulled out some of the papers I'm going to use out of here. If you haven't had your catalogue yet, just shout and I can get you one in the post. But these papers are just stunning. So I'm going to put them back on the floor for now. They will be winging it with me, and I will be taking it away with me. I've taken out 2 of the papers. Now these 2 here, if I bring it up to the camera, this is one of the beautiful like blue tits, and then this on the back. I was going to use this one. Hi Gillian. My hair looks nice. It's very flat and it needs cutting. It's being cut, and I think it's colour. So if you don't want to see my greys. But yeah, the greys should be being kind of covered up, I believe, on Monday. So this was the colour this paper I was going to use, but I might change my mind because I like this one as well as like a background paper, and this one's got the bigger bird images on it. Hi, you got Sam, Shaz, Max, everybody's joining me now. We all love these papers, don't we? So yeah, I'm not using these ones. I did think about it, but I think I'm going to stay over this one and with this one. So these papers, so I'm going to be using, if you look in here, you'll find when I've put them close together, you'll find that the different greens in here, this one here is more like Lost Lagoon, which we've got here. And it comes through in the breast, the bird breast here. You've got the yellow, and then down here it's coming through. So I kind of want to use one of this area or the same design there. Probably use this one. And I'm going to probably punch that one out. But I'm going to start from the basics, and I'm going to come and show you what I'm going to do. So, before I forget, because I always do at the end, don't I? I had a little box arrive yesterday. Now you're going to be the first ones to see it. Might have a selfie tomorrow with one of my team who I'm going with to this crop, and she's got an award too, a different one. So this is a really, really lovely one to have. It took me a long while to get to my 100,000 points, but I've got 2 little sparkly things on there now because I've reached my 200,000 points career to date. So it's got a lovely little box there. Didn't get anything like this for my 100. Lovely pretty little box there, and it's just really special. So that arrived yesterday, so now I can take photos and put it up and share it. But I was hanging out to get that in the post, so they've done their rounds, and 2 of my team have got an award, and then I've got that one, which is really nice. So really chuffed to get that. The ones on the back there are not normal standard cards, so I'm going to have to cut one. Hello from Arizona. Whoops, I'm just going to get the papers up as well, so I'm flat on my mat. I mustn't forget to pack the mat, must I? So I'm going to do this, as always, in quarters. So we've got UK, we've got 10.5. US, you're 4 1/4, aren't you? And this way we are 14.85. It's 1.5 bits under the 15 to cut it, and that will be 5.5 for the States. Thank you. Yeah, and I'm not even going to go with how much I spent of those. It's not the equivalent of pounds. It's like a currency converter to put all the markets in the same banding, really. But it's yeah, it's a lot of sales. And yes, I do have all Stampin' Up. I have a lot of Stampin' Up. So hey, so I'm going to pop this on here because no, not that one. I was going to. I might change this as I go. Yes, I'm going to have that in the background, but I want to have a darker. We've got these two work so well together. We've got Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock. So I want to have a little bit of a difference between them. So I wanted to have a layer of this one. So I'm going to do this at just the smidgen under. So I'm going to come 3 mils under. So I'm going to do 14.5 on there. And I'm going to do 10.2 because it's just 3 mils under. I only want to do a slight little gap. So pop them back in there. I'm just working out how I can take all of my, that didn't go very straight. That obviously wasn't cut straight before I started. It was a remnant, so a big remnant, but to take that, oh, I'm only just going to come through on that one. Because I'm right near the edge here, I'm going to start at the top and come down. Never try and cut into a narrow little piece because it will chew up. It's just a little bit on there. I just need to get my block, which has disappeared. Oh, there it is. I was looking for it the other day and I couldn't find it. So I don't like to do this over the table, but an old nail block works really well on just getting any fluffy edges off. I have got a new blade to take with me, and I think I'm going to start the weekend with a new blade. Let's see how that looks. You see that's too short. I'm going to start again. Did this last time, didn't I? If I get a brand new sheet of card, it should be nice and straight. So I'm going to do this one at 10.2 first. It's nice and straight there, and then 14.3 here. 14.5, sorry, there. Okay, let's see what that's much better, isn't it? Start with straight lines, you keep straight lines, that's good. So that's that one. Then I want to have the layer that I've just buried. So this one here wants to come just inside that, but I might put another white layer on it. Let's see what we like. You're welcome to put some comments. Evening all. Sounds like an old TV crime. Dixon of Dot Green, wasn't it? Evening all. So I'm going to come down another 3 millimeters again, or 1/8 in the US. So that was 14.5. So I'm going to do 14.2. 3 mils is just enough to give you that little bit of a border, a little bit of a gap. So I had 10.2, didn't I? So that's going to be 9.9. Okay. So that should just come down 1.5 mils either side. I just like that little bit of definition. You can make your borders as long, as large as you want, but I think that's quite a nice little border there. You agree? It's just got that little edge to it. Okay. And then what I'm going to do with this one, I will stick these together and pop them down because I like to do that, build upwards. So I've got my Tombow, and I'm going to first just jump on the, oh, there it is. This is the hexagonal punch. Okay, and it's nice because it's got rounded edges to it. Because I'm going to only see the very, very, very edges of this, I'm going to actually come in and gut this. So I'm going to cut a few of these, and what I would do with these is use some Versamark, a dust buddy, some Versamark, and then I will emboss sentiments on those. So they're well worth keeping. Because it's only the edge I'm seeing, I'm going to cheat and I'm going to see if I can get 3 out of here. Possibly can. Oh, a bit close to the line. No, maybe not. So I'm not risking it. But that's given me the little border, and I've got 2 extra free pieces in the middle there. Okay, so we're just going to come down there. Hi Jane, don't often see you on live. You're normally on catch up, aren't you? Nice to see you, my dear. Okay, so that one's down, and nobody's ever going to see that because we're going to now cover that one up on there as well. Okay, sorry little birdies, you've got to go and do your thing underneath today. I do like the way that Stampin' Up have a focal side and a like more of a background side, but sadly one of them has to give. That's why they give you 2 sheets, so you can use one for the front and one for the back. Well, that's what I tell myself anyway. So there we go. We've got a nice kind of background there. I'm going to bring this in just a little bit because you do seem a little bit of a long way away. And move that over so you've got the full board. Okay, so now I'm just going to do a simple little topper on here. I like the sentiments on here, and I was thinking I might do the sending you love and lots of love and hugs, which is a really nice one to do. But. Yes, often on catch-up, wondered how the finger was. Well, there's the finger. The blister's down here, but it did burst at the top here. But it's got the air to it. It's very dry. Still puffy. You can see it's kind of a bit shiny. The one on the inside didn't do too badly at all. It's just diagonally across there. But I did decide when I went into the cutlery door was going to shut itself off. It was just sliding back, and I stabbed myself on the meat, you know, the meat forks. You've got big wide forks, you lift your roast turkey or joint of meat out. Yeah, as the drawer shut, it pushed my finger onto so that's kind of been, every time I press on the pad, it's been popping a little bit of blood out. So, but it's dry at the moment, so that's good. Hey, crafting, both hands. So yes, I was thinking about doing this one, so I might do 2 different versions and see which you like. So you've got to have to vote on it. So let's just see what I've got. I need some scraps of the white. That one should do in there. Oh, we're close, aren't we? No, that's not big enough. We'll have to go. Let's go to the other one, thicker white. So I've got a bigger piece in there. That looks a wee bit bigger. Yeah, that'll do nicely. So I'm going to stamp that sentiment on this end. And this one in the middle. You can see I've got some in here already, and I will be putting these 2 in there. I will get a little bag and put those in because I do find that that's just a really good way of keeping them. So I'm dropping this onto my mat, and I'm just going to pick it up, let it rest so it goes where it wants to go. If you put it onto a block manually, you can actually stretch it and distort it a little bit. Now this is the first time it's been inked, so I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper there, and I'm just going to stamp that out on there. I have both my 2 coordinating colours, but I think I'm going to stick with the dark one. Bring that dark border back through. So stamp on there. Because it's the first image that I've ever stamped with this one, look at that, that's lovely. Crisp and clear, love it. So we're going to go ahead with that one. Okay. There we go, take a breath and stamp that down. That's really good. So clear. So that can go there. So this was one of the ways I was going to do it. So thinking of doing this, and I will get this right in the centre. Okay, as best as my eyes can do. As long as it's straight. Down a bit that end. There we go. So that's one way of you looking at it. And then I've got a little piece of sponge here. You know, I've talked to you about the bath sponge. I use just a little tiny piece of sponge here. And I use the blending brushes a lot. They have gone down the other end of the room to pack. But this is just a little bit fluffy that I like to do the edges with. Now I use the peacock on here, so I'm going to go the lighter shade now. I'm going to use Lost Lagoon. And I'm just going to fluff a little bit around the edges. Oops. Okay. Now I'm just going to take this down at right angles, just coming down here. Put some more logs on the wood burner, and it's now taken hold, and it's getting a little bit warm in here. I might have to take my jumper off later. just come down there. I'm leaning over the ink pad here. I wouldn't do it over your project because it can fluff and it can just splatter a little bit. Okay, so there we are. If I stick it back on the white piece of paper, you'll kind of see the difference around the edge that's made. It's just that little bit of fluff on there. Okay, so we have that for one idea. We might need those again. For the other idea, I was going to punch the bird from down the bottom here. I wanted the Lost Lagoon coloured flowers. So this one's a little bit higher than that one. So I think I'm going to, where it appears to be, I'm going to just pop that across there, and I don't want to chop his tail off. So I want to just catch that end. We are going to get a piece of pink there, but that's not a problem because I can cover that up with a bow. But the tail is just in, and I'm going to punch that one. Okay. So you know what I should have done? I should have done two different options. Look, we can do that, guys, because we have another card there. We have another one of these, and we have another one of those. Let's do two together. Then who's got a birthday that wants one in the post to tomorrow? Helen got mine the next day, so it was one day late, but she said it. She sent me a message and she said, not Helen, Maxine, sorry. She sent me a message and she said it was even better in real life, which was lovely. And this way we were 10.5, so come down to 10.2. Going to punch two of those out of the middle, aren't we? We just said we only get two out of there, so one there and one there. Okay. And that's, ooh, where did the box go? Can't remember. There we go, it's over there. And this one we'll do another half down. So this is going to be 14.5, 14.2 and 9.9. I do like the decimals rather than the inches, I'm sorry. I work in inches if the project's in inches, if the starting size is inches, but hey, so we just quickly cover this. I like to go through the middle as well. So just pop it down. I didn't hold them up to check, but hey, that was good. Okay, just going to press that down. I said the other night when I was on that when you cut, your card cuts downwards, it's pushing it away. So if you've got the glue and it's pointing upwards, a trick just to get rid of that is just to use a bone folder and just press it down, and then you won't have those. It's not really a ridge, it's just we know it. Other people wouldn't spot it, but crafters probably know. Okay, and this one, I don't think there's a right or wrong on here. It's just fern. Are you still with me? Okay, there we go. So we're all down there. Make sure there's nothing squeezing out the edge. So one of them's got that and it's going to be on pads. One of them's got this one and it's going to be on pads. I'm going to get some of the twine. What have I got? I will go with the linen thread actually. It's that one. Yeah, they don't really go. Got some in colour ones in there, but I don't think they're going to match well enough. Okay, so if we start by getting some pads on here, because that gives it a better finished look, what it's going to look like. So we're going to put some pads on. Put enough on so that it's not going to sag or fall off. And this one the same. Now, if we weren't, because it's a nice floral image and the background's plainer, I'm not going to put a smooch around the edge of this one. So they're going to go there. It's going to go there. Okay, we can fussy cut some birds for that one. I've got some twine here. I'm just going to wobble around on the back. So if I put a glue dot. Getting to the end of these, just want to put a couple of glue dots on there just to catch the twine as I wrap it. You can get yourself in a real tiz with the twine when it's twisted round. If just because it's all crinkly, because it's come off the roll, you can see it's all crinkly there. If you just get it between your nail and your finger and just run your finger down it like so, it straightens it. I had someone the other day say, oh, you've never told us that. but it just really does help because you're kind of just wobbling it round. You want little loops, sort of like a figure of 8 really. There's no set rhyme or reason, just attach it down wherever you want to go. And I'm normally too fussy on these. And I loop it over like a figure of 8, so it kind of catches back up there, then it'll come back up that one. If I can find my piece up there. Just look at it from the other side. They're too long, don't like those. With glue dots you can actually just pull those off and then they can come around again and come around that one up there. It's going to go in between those two. Oh, it's just wobble. It's wobble and play. I'm going to pull the backs off these because that might make it easier actually. It can latch on some of those as well, can't it? 1, 2, 3 and 4. Because I've put enough on there, it's not going to struggle to hold it. So if you can see it from where you're actually going to end up, it does help. Just catching the edges there. I like a couple of loops each side. So around this side. And just touch on there and then cut it off. It's kind of like a bit of a figure of 8, but that stretching the string out, so that really does help, just so it's they're loose underneath there. You can tweak them around a little bit. I want him to be like so, evenly left to right. I've put enough pads on there, so that's well anchored down. That's not going to be a problem in there. And what I want to do with this one was to put another greeting on there. I'm going to use one from Sending Smiles. I've got these out ready. Sending Smiles is a lovely set because you've got all these little skinny greetings. Okay, so I've already got Note of Thanks out. I've got a piece of scrap white here, and I'm going to use the dark ink again. I'm just going to stamp that on there. Obviously nobody's got a birthday coming up. Well, it's not birthday actually, I'm putting birthday for that one or thanks for this one. Okay, so we've got a note of thanks. Got a quick little run through the mini cut and emboss. This little baby's definitely going on holiday with me. He's going to get a big heavy workload, I think. So I've packed my tape, so I haven't got any tape and there's none on here either, so I'll just have to hope that this doesn't move. Nice and straight there. Pop this flat down on the top. There we go. And bring them both back. So I'll poke that through the middle. There we go. And sometimes you get these wispy bits off the end of the dies here. So again, just use that nail block. I don't like to do it over the table. I'll just do this off the edge so it falls on the floor. Otherwise I'll get dust everywhere. Okay, so it's just run along the top of the bottom. Now that can be raised up like so, and that can sit above there again. So I've got some mini dimensionals somewhere, but for today I'm just going to use the edges around the side here. So we've got the half ones, half dimensionals, so these will be fine. There we go, stick all the way down. It's one thing I found about the glass mat. It's noisy when you drop scissors or gadgets or anything. It clatters a little bit, so I hope it doesn't deafen you too much. So there's 3 of those. And we're going to pop that, I wanted that little bit of pink covered. I just wanted to bring it as low as I can, just so it hangs off the ends. But you've still got the Lost Lagoon coming through from the background into the flowers there, which is really nice. So put some gems on there in a sec. And then this one here, what can we do with this one? We've definitely got gems on the table, and we could actually, I have some Lost Lagoon ribbon somewhere. Just bear with me a sec. Let's see where it is. Ooh. Should be in with the lavender, the peacock one. It's not in there. Okay, we might have to stay with the twine. Let me just see if I can find it, because that is the peacock. And it went with the lavender. It's not in the bucket I was using the other day. No, I'm just going to have a look in the other box and see if it's in there, because it does really make a difference. This isn't the one I was thinking, but this is another one. This is Lost Lagoon, and this is a bordered ribbon. Okay, so this is a brand new one. So let's christen this. They have to be opened and then they get used. Okay, that's for my plastics. So this one says it's a bordered ribbon. It's got stitched edges to them on here. So it's really delicate one. It's quite nice. It's soft, and it's going to be a nice one to tie. So loop and a loop, and we'll crisscross them over. Okay, and we will tie a little bow. Just straighten them up, twist them round as you need, and pull your tails down, and then that makes it shorter. Tighten and then pull them down again until you get the size bow that you would like. Okay, just twist it, tighten it, etc. Sometimes they look better from the front or the back. Just play it by ear and see what you think. Okay, so I'm going to cut that one up there and then cut this one approximately the same the other side. A little piece in my dish to save for my scrap ones. Okie doke. And then this one can go underneath here. We do need another little piece of colour though, so we're going to pop that one on with the bow. Could it go off to one side? No. I want to do a fussy cut bird. So I'm going to get the other papers out and see which one's going to be nicest to fussy cut, that's in the right colouring. I've not used these ones yet, but look at this little fella. With that one there. There's one at the top. If I cut round here, this one here looks like a little bonny little fella. Okay, so we'll take that to one side. I did start off with glasses, didn't I? Yes, that. So just fussy cut this one quickly because I think he's going to bring the nice colours round. So I'm just going to hold it still, fussy cut round, moving the paper in my left hand. And come round there. Just wiggle away around his feet. Hopefully you can see that on here, off the camera. And my left hand is just swivelling this as I need, and the scissors will just continue to cut. Okay, just wiggle him around his body. I always say I know I make it look easy. It's because I've practiced. I've fussy cut for years. So it's something well worth mastering. These scissors aren't my sharpest, they're not the ones I'm taking away. Down the side of his wing. Just come round there. And round the bottom. And there we are. Put that in the bin. There we go. Now what are we going to do with him? Where would we like to have him sitting? See, the greeting could be to one side, like so. He's looking inwards, so I feel he needs to be to the side like that. So let's get him down. I'd like to have it the top third as well. Let's take these off. Are you still with me? Seem to have lost the chat. I hope everybody can hear me okay. Bring that over to one side. I like it in the top third. Okay, and then he can come on there like so. So I'm going to put some foam pads down this side of his body. So that side. And I'm going to use those halves, I think. So I'm going to leave his, see where he's going to sit. I just don't want his chest in there, do I? So come across here. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Oh, Gillian, you can watch, always available on playback, you're fine. And Jean. What's good on television then? Come on, tell me what's on telly. Because that's normally the, it used to be Sewing Bee on a Sunday. Everybody was rushing off to get to Sewing Bee. I think I might just overhang the side like that. Off centre. There we go. And how do we like him? Like so. Now all I need is the gems and we're done. One card, 2 different ways. And in here, the festive pearls, which are still current, I have some mint ones. These were the mint macaron when they came out, but they're very, very faintly this lovely shade of green. So we can use those ones. It's just where I'm going to put them really. And a glue dot for this, for the bow. Because there's a heavier ribbon, I'm going to put 2 and put 1 to the left and 1 to the right. There we go. Pull those off and pop him in. TV is rubbish. Oh, bless. So I'm going to pop him at the bottom there. I don't think top now with him there. I'd need to balance it. So he's going to go there. And these ones, we can have one of those gems either end of the sentiment. Just to give a little bit of detail there. And he could have just some randomly on the background of the card, I think. Just to dot them. Odd numbers. And do 2 at the top there. Yeah, I think that will be fine. So odd numbers. So there we go, 2 quick little cards. Okay, I hope you like those. And just showing the papers off really, because that's all they are, and the paper makes the card. Any sentiment would fit in a punch. They don't need to be lengthy cards. Okay, so I will be playing with those again over the weekend, so be sure to you'll see some more coming up along the way. Okay, so I hope you like those. I'll bring you back to me. Just take that off and bring you back in. And the flood is on, is it? Yeah, I'll be in there later. I need to do my nails before I go to bed. So I will be watching the telly for an hour later on. Okay, so take care. Hope you enjoyed those. And don't forget, make sure if you want anything from Sale-A-Bration, let me know. And I will, not on Sunday,